We welcome you live to Friends Academy, where tonight the host Quakers take on the Falcons of Locust Valley in a Nassau Conference A5 showdown. Good evening, everyone. I'm Dylan Butler, joined by Ron Pierre, and two of the top teams in this conference. When we look at the conference standings, they are right there, 3 and 4 in the conference. So, Ron, not only is it kind of a neighborhood rivalry, but certainly when you look at potential playoff positioning, this is a big one.
It definitely is tonight, Dylan. Friends Academy did win the last matchup between the two teams, so it's kind of like a revenge game for Locust Valley. So they'll definitely be looking to avenge their last loss against them.
Ron, you mentioned that last game, December 20th, 51-40 win for Friends at Locust Valley. In that game, the big freshman for Friends Academy, C.J. Williams, 10 points, 11 assists. Alex Douglas and Billy Dahl, 10 points apiece. But the big storyline coming into this game is Williams, the freshman, 6'5", 300 pounds, out with the flu. It's a flu bug that's hit this team hard. Also, Albert Panicia, who would have been one of their key subs off the bench as well, hit with the flu as well.
Yeah, unfortunately, the flu bug is going around. It is flu season, and I mean it's kind of what you deal with at this time of the year is sicknesses have the flu. So tough, but next man up, right?
Exactly, and the next man up for Friends will be Ezekiel Papula. Now, he's been very good. He's a solid player. He comes in, he knows to play multiple roles, but what he's not going to be able to bring this team is what Williams can bring with that size inside, which now you figured Friends had the size advantage. That kind of goes now to Locust Valley and their big man in the middle, Sean Murphy.
Right. That being said, the X factor is not here this evening, so it may be a more evenly matchup between these two teams tonight.
Now, Friends Academy, a team that is built. Their offense is still sort of a work in progress, but they're built. Their bread and butter is very much on their defense. Their head coach, Matt Johnson, says that in all his years coaching, and he coached some very, very good teams at Valley Stream South as well, teams that went on and won county titles. He's not had a team maybe embrace defense as much as this Friends team does. They will defend full court. They will defend with tenacity. They will get after you, and that's something that happened to Locust Valley in that first game. They hadn't faced that kind of pressure to that point in the season. Now the Falcons have seen that. It'll be interesting to see sort of how they deal with Friends pressure.
It's all about adjustments when the second go around when you face the same team. Like you were saying before, defense is their bread and butter, and it's all about the pressure. Full court, quarter court, three-quarter court, wherever they can get it. They like to use the sideline as an extra defender.
Yeah. And
it's going to be up to Locust Valley to see if and when they can adjust to that pressure.
Let's take a look at the starters. First for the visitors from Locust Valley. Point guard, Logan Leantonio. Also, it's very much a four-guard set. We've also got John Tini, Carlo Paz. We've seen him, of course, throughout the football season, and we will see him in the lacrosse season. Luke Paniagua as well. And we mentioned earlier the forward as well, Sean Murphy. For Friends Academy, their starting lineup, again, a little bit of an adjustment for these guys. In the backcourt, you've got Billy Dahl, Alex Douglas, Skylar Mott. Front court, Aaron Daniels, and again, replacing C.J. Williams will be Ezekiel Papula. Head coach for Locust Valley, Tim Lamott, a 1999 Amityville grad, and he played for Amityville, went on and played at Hobart College as well. He is in his 11th season as the head coach at Locust Valley, 13th overall to school, was an assistant for a year, also was the girls coach for a year. For Friends Academy, interesting, both coaches graduating in 1999. Right. Matt Johnson graduated Valley Stream Central in 1999, as we mentioned. He was the former coach at Valley Stream South. So it should be, again, a very interesting matchup. A Locust Valley team that's maybe looking a little bit for that revenge, and Friends looking to continue this trend that they're on. Only 3 losses, but when you look at their losses, it's by 8 points combined. Right. So that tells you each and every game they're in it.
A bunch of nail-biters, right?
Yeah, it's a possession here, it's a defensive stop there, a three-pointer that rims around instead of going in. For Locust Valley, it's been a little bit, no pun intended, peaks and valleys where they had a fast start. They've won 4 in a row. The loss to Friends Academy, they only had 1 win in those 5 games, right. But now they're on a 4-game winning streak. So this will be a really good test for them in a very small, cramped gym with a good crowd that's still coming out.
Yeah, nice field house setting here at Friends Academy. The crowd seems very pumped up for this one, and the players look like they're ready to go.
Yeah, so they are ready to go, and we will be ready to go as well right after this quick break. You're watching Nassau Conference A5 basketball on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
Not the kid that you're saying.
We are back here at Friends Academy, just about set for the opening tip. And you can see big number 4, Sean Murphy, who's got the size advantage, but the tip goes to Friends Academy. Ball whipped into the corner, and the first foul is called. That's Alex Douglas, normally a number 4. Interesting, though, we were told just before the start of this game wearing number 24 in honor, of course, of the late, great Kobe Bryant.
Yeah, unfortunate incident that happened Sunday morning.
Inbound underneath. It's kicked back out. Man-to-man defense. Nice kick to the corner. Dribble penetration, the switch, but there's the steal by Paz. Paz will go 0 to 100 all the time. He plays the same way on the football court as he does on the basketball court.
Yeah, I see that there, yeah.
Skylar Mott to the hoop. Back iron. Can't get it to drop. Battle for the loose ball, and it's won by Locust Valley and Luke Paniagua.
Still here. Dahl.
Dribble penetration, layup, and the foul.
Strong move there by Billy Dahl there, the 6'2" junior, 3-time varsity, 2-time starter, averaging 10.2 points per game.
What you like about Dahl there, Ron, is didn't hesitate, right? He went right to the rim,
yes,
went hard, and as a result got the foul trying to get the N1.
Very determined.
Free throw rims out, and Locust Valley will now look to push again. That pressure is so important. You'll see them pick it up pretty much right at half court. Sometimes they'll play 3/4, sometimes they'll even show the full court, but dealing with the pressure will be an important thing, and trying to hit those shots is a good way to break it. Leantonio from 3.
Big shot by him. He is the catalyst for this team, showing it right there with that big made basket.
Yeah, Leantonio, a football wide receiver, first year in varsity. And really his change to starting point guard, a big reason why Locust Valley has had this recent stretch of good form.
Yeah, he settles down them on offense and defense, showing a true trait of a point guard.
3-point attempt by Douglas misses, and there is Leantonio slowing things down and gets it to Paz. Paz baseline drives, but he is called for the charge.
Strong move there by Paz, but unfortunately, all for naught. Ball back to Friends Academy.
And Paz quickly to the bench with that foul. Joey Halpin checks in for him.
Skylar Mott bringing the ball up court. Surveying. See what set here they're trying to run here.
Backdoor attempt looking for Douglas. Not there. Mott. There's not a primary point guard for this Friends team. A lot of different guys can have that role. There is Teeny with the rebound, the little floater. It's short.
Very short.
Battle for the loose ball. It stays for a moment, but there is Douglas. Nice, strong move to the hoop, and he is fouled on his way up.
Yes, as you mentioned before, Douglas wearing number 24 in honor of Kobe Bryant. What a tragedy this Sunday morning, Dylan. It was him and 8 others in that helicopter. He was taking his daughter and other teammates to an actual game.
Yeah, travel basketball game. First free throw for Douglas is good, and you kind of like to see that here from Douglas. You wonder, again, Kobe's a guy who's been retired for a few years, but you can see the influence even on high school kids still, with Douglas honoring him with the jersey, and he knocks down both free throws as well.
Right. Kobe transcends. He's more than just, the time frame he played. He's an icon. Always will be.
You'll see a lot of screens, a lot of cutting. There's Murphy inside, using that size advantage, and gets the inside basket.
Strong move by Murphy there. Showed determination. Now we have Popula passing off.
Yeah, see a little, almost like a 2-3 zone.
By the Locust Valley. Yeah, I do see that, yeah.
Mott, again, gets to the hoop.
Strong move by Skylar Mott, the junior, 6'2", main ball handler for this team.
His first basket, and Friends Academy has the 6'5" lead. Spinning attempt, but the foul, an offensive one there, as a little bit of a reach around on the spin attempt. That foul called on Paniagua.
Right, that's the second offensive foul of the game for Locust Valley there.
And the 5th as a team, so already they're just Friends just 2 away from being in the bonus.
Yes, the 1-1, yes.
Mott hands off to Dahl. Back out, top of the key. Popula fakes. Little floater in the lane, and he is fouled on the way up.
Going to the line there is Popula. Ezekiel, the junior 6-foot guard. Solid player who can come in and play all roles for this team. Can shoot it a bit, gets to the rim, defends very well.
Yeah, numbers don't jump out at you, of course. Just a shade under a point a game, 1.6 rebounds. He knocks down the first free throw.
Right. Seems he's a bit of a glue guy. Stats don't always tell the story with players most of the time.
Interesting enough here, where he was a regular starter a year ago, C.J. Williams comes in this year, of course, again, with that 6'5", 300-pound frame. Second free throw off the front rim. Takes his spot, but Popula, a team guy. Whatever you need, coach, I'll do whatever. And now he earns a spot back in the lineup with C.J. Williams out with the flu. Off glass, and in goes Teeny.
Teeny with the strong move there. Senior, 6'2", super athlete. Been helping tremendously on the defensive end lately, but right there showing his offensive prowess.
We are even at 7. But not anymore. Nice inside move, and there again, Skylar Mott.
Steady and quiet, but strong to the hole. He got a nose for the paint there, as he showed there on that last drive.
Trying to whip the ball in was Leantonio, but it took a deflection, and here comes Friends. They look to run. Mott looks for options. Surveys the situation, drives baseline. Nice bounce pass down low, and a layup by Daniels, and a timeout by Locust Valley.
Right on cue there for Daniels, leader of the team, only senior who really plays. He was an all-conference running back for Friends Academy.
You see again, here's another look. Great baseline move and the dish. Well, as soon as a double comes in, a great dish as well, and you can see the layup by Daniels. I mentioned Daniels, a 6-foot senior, 6.8 points a game, 6.4 rebounds. Right. You mentioned his leadership ability as well on this team, on this Friends team that has a lot of very, very good juniors and a couple of talented freshmen. The future is bright, but really Daniel's the only senior on this group who's a regular player, and you can see why there. Another, you mentioned football, and there's a lot of, again, in these small schools, a lot of multi-sport athletes. He one of them as well, an all-conference football player at running back, and that could, in fact, be his future in terms of college.
Right. He's a bit undersized, but he definitely plays bigger than his 6-foot frame there. And what Coach just says about him, that his motor never stops.
So out of the timeout, we'll see what Locust Valley. You got to imagine one of the talking points there was probably, let's just calm down, let's relax. Turnovers were a big part of that first game as well, and we're seeing it as well. It's not even so much the pressure, it seems like. It's they're anticipating perhaps the pressure, and that's resulting in turnovers. Exactly.
It's kind of like the sixth defender on the floor for this Locust Valley, for this Friends Academy team.
Quick ball movement around the perimeter. There is Leantonio, and that's that pressure we saw for a second by Dahl.
Right on cue there, Dylan.
Turnaround jumper. That's a tough one off rim. Big rebounds picked up by Papula.
That's what the defense does. It makes you rush shots.
Mott puts it on the floor. Baseline, no good. Murphy affected that shot, and nice offensive rebound. And 2 free throw attempts now by Daniels.
Mr. Daniels once again showing his eye for the ball there. Would not be denied. He's got a nose for the basketball, obviously the football as well, and he's showing it there.
First free throw by Daniels is good.
Coach says that he knows every play, crashes all the boards, and he showed it there prior to these free throws.
Second rims around and in. Muhlenberg and Springfield, 2 colleges interested in his football abilities. He extends the Friends lead to 13-7. Now he gets involved, if you will, to football terminology, the interception.
Right.
Inside, Mott can't get it to fall too hard. Right in front of us now is Douglas. Kicks it inside, and another foul.
There goes that nonstop motor by Daniels.
Yeah.
Goes back to the line for 2 more. He's definitely showing how he is the heart and soul of this Friends Academy team.
Something that Lamont could be concerned about here for Locust Valley is they don't go as deep as Friends does. And already, this is the 8th team foul, and we've still got 2:36 left in this first quarter.
Daniels to the line.
His first back iron, no good.
As you were saying before, as far as if you're dealing with constant pressure that Friends Academy is dishing out there against a team that does not have a deep bench, it's going to show its effects definitely in the second half, Dylan.
To hear Matt Johnson say it, he says that a lot of times what they say or how they reference it is that pressure makes diamonds, right? So that's the way that they feel that their defense can then obviously turn into some good-looking offense. That free throw, no good. Rebound by Christian Naleto. Some changes now. Nate Carney in the game, and he is fouled. The Locust Valley crowd clearly seeing the team fouls now 8-1. Little sarcastic cheer.
Right. The key to playing defense is with your feet and not your hands. Douglas putting his hand in the cookie jar there got caught with the reach-in foul.
You almost kind of take one of those, though, especially that it's your first. You want to make them think a little bit. There's Carney, the junior, 2-year varsity player. Ball on the court, it's picked up, and here comes Friends again.
Dahl down the court.
Dishes it off, and Friends, another baseline drive, kicks it back outside. Douglas drives and hits.
In honor of Kobe Bryant there, he looked up to the heavens. Nice fadeaway jumper there. Very nice, Douglas, very nice.
Douglas has 4 in the lead, now 8
for Friends.
Tough jumper on the baseline, no good, and I tell you, Douglas certainly looking like he's using Kobe's memory to lift his game.
Yeah, it's the Mamba mentality, right, Dylan?
We should all have that mentality. Inside look. A nice deflection, a block by Aledo, and here comes Locust Valley, an opportunity to push it. Carney, little steps. He was in between motions. He was driving, but then he was looking to kick it to Halpin. And that in-between mentality resulted in an unforced turnover.
All caused by the constant pressure by Friends Academy.
Mott past midcourt. Younger brother Logan, one of 3 freshmen on this varsity team. Johnson jokes as there's Mott for 3, and he buries it.
Good time. Good shot there by Mott.
Was about to say, as Locust Valley calls a 30-second timeout, Johnson jokes with the 2 Mott brothers that the younger brother Logan is actually going to be a better player than Skylar. And I said, did you tell that to Skylar? He said, oh yeah, sure, I told him. He goes, but Skylar, he doesn't let anything bother him. He doesn't let anything rattle him. So he said, we'll see, coach. So kind of took a little look over at his bench, it looked like, when he buries that 3. And maybe a little note there for Coach Johnson as well.
Letting him know that I am the big brother and I taught him everything he knows.
Mott now with 7 of his team's 18 and already 2 timeouts in this first quarter. You see the score there on your screen. Locust Valley, they're not a team that necessarily is going to have these big runs, so you want to sort of cap this as quickly as you can. You understand certainly why 2 early timeouts.
Right, you want to stop the bleeding as much as you can, being that, like you had mentioned before, they're not a deep team, so a 11-point deficit could look larger than it really is.
And again, your usual backcourt saddled with foul trouble. So Leantonio and Paz not in, and now that responsibility to Carney and his pass deflected away by Douglas. Back in the game comes, or into the game, I should say, Teddy Morphus as well as Dom Marone.
Kearney there with the kick of the bench did not like to be taken out.
Yeah, some frustration. You understand that Murphy is well out for Locust Valley, so their size advantage negated, although Marone comes in at 6'2". He's got the ball now. He does have some good size as well. Hands off to Aledo. Swing pass right side. Under a minute to go here first quarter. Top of the key 3. Back iron no good. Trying to get his own rebound. That deflects away. And there goes Douglas again. Douglas puts it behind his back, swings it left side. Baseline, no good. Take the basket off. It'll be a charge called on Skylar Mott.
I personally think that's slightly questionable. I saw that his feet was kind of moving there. Looked like a blocking foul to me, but then again, a bang-bang play like that, you can never really tell.
Yeah, block charges are the hardest call to make in basketball because obviously the defender needs to have his feet set.
Right.
The offensive player certainly has a right. Nice backdoor cut. Layup can't drop. And nothing falling right now. That was Halpin with the attempt. And to the hoop, again, was
Mr. Douglas.
And he's fouled on his way up.
Yes, the captain and leader of this team, wearing number 24 again today in honor of Mr. Kobe Bean Bryant.
Douglas's first free throw is good. Interestingly enough, he's also a really good soccer player, goalkeeper on the soccer team. Broke his ankle, though, in September. So missed really the majority of the soccer season, but hoops is his main priority.
Right. It's amazing how these kids heal, huh, Dylan?
6 now for him, under 5 seconds now. Locust Valley looking just for something to hang their hats on. Corner 3 attempt by Aledo is off the mark, and that does it for a dominant first quarter for Friends Academy. Quakers have a 20-7 lead after 1. You're watching Nassau Conference A5 basketball on the Varsity Media Sports Network. welcome you back to the North Shore of Nassau County. Friends Academy, Locust Valley. Dylan Butler, Ron Pierre with you here on the Varsity Media Sports Network. We thank you for joining us tonight. Not a lot went wrong for Friends Academy in that first quarter. A dominant first quarter. Active hands defensively. They're getting to the rim on the offensive side, and they've got a 20-7 lead.
Yeah, scripted very well there the first quarter for Friends Academy. Pressure, efficient offense. Now back on the defensive end to start the second quarter.
Locust Valley needs something. They need a little boost right now. There is Teeny. Tries to drive, loses the dribble. Nice backdoor cut. Ooh. And Morphus will go to the line.
Looked like all ball to me, but being that he was over the back, it was an easy call for the refs to make there. The senior, number 5'11". He played a little bit last year. Instant energy off the bench for this team.
And we've seen on the last couple of possessions, and maybe this was a result of that timeout as the first free throw is good by Morphus. A couple backdoor cuts as well. Neither resulting in baskets yet, but at least this one resulting in a couple of free throws that Morphus knocks down.
Yeah, just keep that constant motion going. You know, that's what's going to open up the offense for them.
Yeah, offensively, Locust Valley, they like a lot of screens. They want to score if they can in transition. There's Gabe Ferenz, another freshman, goes deep. No good. Offensive rebound and a block on the way up. No foul called as Douglas tried to get the putback, and maybe now Locust Valley can work themselves back in the game. Teeny hands off. They go top of the key. That's Aledo. Another handoff. This time Marone swings it left side. Strong move. Pull-up jumper off glass. He called it. Teddy Morphus again.
Strong to the hole there. Showing that energy. Trying to get his team back in the game. Cutting the score to 9.
Yeah, you mentioned energy, right? So he's got all 4 of his team's points in this second quarter. Nearly a steal by Aledo. Down low. Shot no good. Offensive rebound. Mott gets a second. This time a 3-ball in front of us. Rims around. No good. Another offensive rebound. And the putback. Strong offensive rebound. Billy Dahl gets 2 more.
Looking like Charles Barkley there with that offensive rebound.
Dahl with 4. And the modest 4-0 run by Locust Valley is ended.
Yeah, stop the bleeding at the beginning of the second quarter.
Strong drive, another block. Loose ball on the court. Traveling violation called on Douglas. Now some of those starters back in the game for Locust Valley. You see number 4. Murphy back in as well as Paz. And it looked like Halpin as well.
Yes, you are correct there, Dylan.
Halpin on the ball now. Swings it to the corner. Driving layup attempt, no good. That was Paniagua. Rebound attempt, also not there. Shooting percentage not very good for Locust Valley right now. Double down low, kicks it back out. There's a Mott mid-range jumper.
Skyler with the jumper.
Yeah, he's having himself a ball game. 9 already. And a foul called. A little bit too tight, that defense.
Definitely
by Ferenz.
Definitely overzealous there. Like I said to you before, you know, the key in playing defense is definitely with your feet and not your hands.
Murphy. Nice dump down low, off glass and in. Good look as well. Halpin with the pass. Paniagua finishes.
Nice 2-point field goal made by the 6'2" junior.
Again, I've been impressed just with some of the ball movement and the looks these last few possessions. Corner 3, no good, and now Locust Valley looks to push. There's Paniagua. Pressure comes, and it's stolen. Layup attempt is up and good. There is Daniels, the recipient of that Douglas steal and assist.
Mr. Energy, right on cue. There goes that pressure defense by the Quakers.
Halpin dishes it off. Paniagua pulls, jumper, 15-footer, no good.
Here they come. Skylar Mott with the ball.
Mott puts it on the court. Nice pass, but Mott didn't stop. And it was Halpin who draws the charge.
Definitely a little overzealous there. I know things are going well for him offensively right now, but he's got to play with a little bit more composure there, Dylan.
Locust Valley coach Tim Lamont says Halpin, certainly during this last stretch, probably the most improved player on his team, a guy who can play anywhere from the 2 to the 5 spot. Very heady, smart player.
And that's today's game, Dylan. Multifaceted, versatile players. Positionless basketball.
Paniagua in the corner. Dumps it down low. Again, they're trying to use that size advantage. Murphy can't handle it, and it's taken away by Friends. Douglas hands it off to Papula. Again, Papula starting for Williams. Williams, the star freshman, averaging 6 points and 7.4 rebounds, out with the flu. But Friends has not missed the beat. There's Papula again. Little stutter step by Douglas. Kicks it inside. Foul line, loses it. Paniagua with the steal. Looks to push. Paniagua, and again, active hands defensively. Paniagua, lucky though, he got his own ball back and he gets the layup.
He's got a good feel around the rim, and he showed it there.
So Locust Valley, some of that energy you were talking about, their deficit 11 points. They need to stop here though. They dump down low. Turnaround jumper by Dahl is good.
Nice, sweet jumper there. Nicknamed the Tank, that's what they call him.
Yeah, Dahl, 6 points now on the game. Another football guy, Paniagua, the runner, can't get it to fall. And Papula with the rebounds. Douglas looking more again, a 2-3 zone, forcing them to try to shoot it from outside, which is understandable considering most of Friends' baskets have come right there inside the paint. Ball deflected, taken away. There goes Paz. 100 miles an hour layup, not there. And the rebound goes to Ferenz, the freshman. Outlet to Dahl. Dahl, again, looks to get into the paint. Loose ball. He gets it back. Nice swing. Douglas, baseline, and he is called for the foul. Charge.
Wow, questionable call there, Dylan. I don't see how he's underneath as he's driving to the basket and the defender's moving. I don't see how that's necessarily a charge. And Coach Johnson is discussing it with the refs right now.
Yeah, when I heard the whistle, I thought maybe he stepped out on the baseline.
Right.
I didn't think it was a charge, but those foul calls, it was 8-0 to start. It's kind of balancing itself out now. It's 9-6 as Paniagua. Good size for a point guard, 6'2". Hands off to Murphy at the top. As again, a patient set by Locust Valley, and there's that pressure, looking for a 5-second violation. Paniagua can't get it to drop. Ferenz the offensive rebound and the outlet. Fake three. Papula loses it. This is the opportunity now for Locust Valley. Can they cash in? Paz can't get his layup to drop. Papula was down and he's limping around a little bit. He might need a sub. Paniagua, offensive rebound. Look at that steal by Douglas. Layup attempt is good. The finger roll.
Fantastic move there by Douglas. Very Kobe-esque on that layup.
And it started with his defense just jumping up to steal that pass by Paniagua. Then he attacked the junior with the pretty finger roll.
And they really get up in your face defensively, Friends Academy.
15-point lead now inside as Murphy. He's short, has the offensive rebound. Paz drives baseline, and he's fouled on his way up.
Questionable call that. Look all ball to me. He did blow by past him, but I believe it was timed pretty well with the deflection, but they called a foul on Cardin's Friends Academy.
When you talk about a guy who gives everything, it is Carlo Paz. Again, on the football field, one of the best athletes in Nassau County. Star lacrosse player as well. He's got Stony Brook right there for lacrosse. He's also got some consideration for football, and on the basketball court, all he's done this year, 12.2 points, 5.8 rebounds, 2.5 steals, and 2.5 assists, and just under 2.5 steals a game as well.
Mr. Everything for this team.
Yeah. Was the sixth man a year ago. This year, obviously in a starting role and doing really well with it. Papula brings it up. A minute left in this second quarter. Locust Valley needs a stop in the worst way. Papula at the top, swings it left side. He gets it right back. He's got Ferenz, the freshman, to his left. Instead goes the other way. 10 on the shot. Runner in the lane. Papula gets his own rebound and the putback.
Mr. Springs, Papula, gets to the rim at ease.
He's got 3 now, and the lead is 32-17 with 30 seconds left in this first half. Paniagua trying to work off a screen set by Murphy. Drops it to Marone. Back out to Paz. Paz swings it to Paniagua. Paniagua sees a lane, drives off rim, no good. And now Friends, if they would like, can hold for the last shot, and they will actually talk that over with 10.5 seconds left. We'll keep it right here as well. Here's a look again at that steal. Such incredible athleticism. And then a lot of times you'll see an offensive guy maybe go out of control. Their eyes get too big. But Douglas with the sweet finish as well inside.
Yeah, like I mentioned before, it looked very Kobe-esque there. He slowed down because it's pretty much an effortless move by him, and he knew what he was doing there.
Yeah, Douglas, as we've seen in this first half, he gets up and down. He has a knack to score. We've seen his finishing ability around the rim as well. What they're working on mostly, and he's only a junior, so he still has another year and a half now, is on the defensive side, but he's a natural scorer, and we're seeing that in this first half.
It shouldn't be that hard for them to get him to hone in defensively because he is a natural athlete.
He'll have the ball now off the inbounds. Again, they're going to pull for one last shot. Ferenz, top of the key. Dribble penetration, layup off glasses, no good. Rebounds, half-court attempt is off the mark by Aledo. And that is the end of the first half. So Friends Academy bringing some of that pressure that we talked about. Good ball movement as well inside. Locust Valley, a better second quarter, but still the deficit sizable. 32-17, your score at the half. The Quakers are in front. You're watching Nassau Conference A5 basketball and the Varsity Media Sports Network.
Set me free and give me death, there ain't no other choices. When I lay down to go to sleep, I keep on hearing voices. Little whispers in my head, man, is you fake or loyal? Why no water, that's the sign of baby, pick your poison. These little demons living underneath my bed, creeping. Know the real monster lives above them all, sleeping. That subtle breathing in your closet every single evening. Thought you never see me again, looks can be deceiving. When they hear the sound of the drum, they'll be saying, oh Lord, here they come. Yeah, here we come. Here we come. Here we come. Here we come. And when you hear the sound of the drum, we'll be saying, here we come. Yeah, here we come. Hey, here we come. Here we come. Here we come. Yeah, here we come. Hey, here we come. Hey, here we come. Here we come.
drowning my soul in the basement. Look, I ain't got much in the bank, I got a lot I can say. Caught up with goddesses, hey, I hope you forgive my mistakes. Yeah, I run around with a renegade. You should take a seat, save your energy. I try to heal the gas with a band-aid. In a time of need, you call your enemies. I landed in a visa and I need a visa. I ain't playing with you, there's no mama me. I need a hottie toddy with a body, yeah. I just spit the knowledge, then I'm out of here. That's what they are when we come around. This is your time when we want it now. How big is your army? 100,000. If you want the rain, then we coming down. I start with the cool, I'm awesome. Kick flipping the Carsons, we should run for the pool. I got a 5 flow, the department exhausted. I owe nothing to you. I'm in the Tahoe, man, you making me nauseous. Pulling up with the crew, you such a hype beast, man, you making me vomit. Look, watch me, watch me, watch me do this. It's always been more than the music. You riding waves on the back of my cruise ship. Look, watch me, watch me, watch me do this. Since 2012 I've been
Set me free and give me death, there ain't no other choices. When I lay down to go to sleep, I keep on hearing voices. Little whispers in my head, man, is you fake or loyal? Why no water, death is sign of baby, pick your poison. These little demons living underneath my bed, creeping. Know the real monster lives above them all, sleeping. That subtle breathing in your closet every single evening. Thought you never see me again, looks can be deceiving. When they hear the sound of the drum, they'll be saying, oh Lord, here they come. Yeah, here we come. Here we come. Here we come. Here we come. And when you hear the sound of the drum, we'll be saying, here we come. Yeah, here we come. Hey, here we come. Here we come. Here we come. Yeah, here we come. Hey, here we come. Hey, here we come. Here we come.
up in a way. I give up out your wave, drowning my soul in the basement. Look, I ain't got much in the bank, I got a lot I can say. Got it what goddesses say, I hope you forgive my mistakes. Yeah, run around with a renegade. You should take a seat, save your energy. I try to heal a gash with a band-aid. And the time you need, you call your...
Welcome back to Friends Academy. Just about set for the start of the third quarter. And the first two quarters, Dylan Butler, Ron Pierre here on the Varsity Media Sports Network, dominated by the host Quakers. Friends Academy out to a 32-17 lead, and a balanced scoring attack right now. So far, 5 guys have found the basket, led by Skylar Mott, 9 points to this point. Alex Douglas with 8, 6 apiece for Billy Dahl and Aaron Daniels, and 3 for Ezekiel Papula. 4 for Locust Valley. They have balanced scoring, just not as much of it, of course. 4 points for Paniagua. Leantonio, the point guard, had that early 3, but that's all to this point. 2 points for Murphy. That, I think, is a spot where they thought they could potentially take advantage of inside, using Murphy's size with Williams out with the flu, but he only has those 2 points. And Teddy Mortis with 4 and 2 apiece for Teeny and Paz.
Yeah, Friends Academy really put on the pressure defense in that first half. That's the reason why they have such a large lead right now. I mean, that is their bread and butter, and they showed it all through the first half.
Yeah, when we spoke to Matt Johnson, this has very much been a building thing for him, where a year ago he took over as head coach, and a little bit of a transition. He lost a couple players to transfers. Younger players getting bigger roles as they start the third quarter with the ball. Inside, Dahl is fouled on his way up, but a work in progress from a year ago. But a lot of those sophomores who hadn't had playing time had a whole season to kind of learn and had their feet to the fire. Now they're juniors and 2 years of experience, and it's paying off right now.
Definitely is. Dahl with first free throw.
Yeah, that rims in. The friendly roll off the front rim for Dahl, who now has 7.
It's all a process, right, Dylan? All those sophomores, who got all that playing time, and now it's showing in their junior year.
Second free throw is no good. Leantonio hands off to Paz. Little motion offense now that we're seeing.
Yeah, they're looking at trying to open things up. They got to get the ball moving because they are dealing with a big deficit right now.
They have the ball in the corner, back out top to Paniagua. Drives, finds a lane, strong move, and what a block, but that'll be goaltending. You like the idea there by Mott, but count the basket for Paniagua.
Yeah, it definitely was already on the glass when he hit it, and he knew it. I mean, he did show some fantastic athleticism there, but then again, it's a goaltend nonetheless.
You almost feel like, Ron, that's one of those where this is for you to think about later. Next time you come into the lane, I'll take the goaltending right now.
It's setting the tone for the second half.
Leantonio, the lefty layup.
That was a big shot by him. They didn't have him much in the first half. They need him to stay out of foul trouble to keep them in this game.
Yeah, you're right. He was saddled with foul trouble, as was Paz. Both back in the lineup, and they've cut their deficit down to 12. Baseline, Dahl rims around and in.
Nice turnaround move there by Dahl. I mean, he has a power game. Football player.
He's got 9 now. There's Murphy. You can see the size advantage that he has. He now sets the screen for Teeny. 3-point attempt, no good. And now here comes Douglas.
Pushing the ball off court.
Hands it back. Nice teamwork inside. Dahl again, the recipient.
Strong move. Baby Barkley. That's what I'm going to start calling him.
Well, you've got that a little bit of an old school, right? Where you've got one guy repping Kobe. You've got Baby Barkley as well. And I don't know if you've got a name yet for Daniels. His layup attempt, no good. Here comes Locust Valley looking to push. Murphy, again the strip.
Great
hands.
Great hands there by Douglas.
Douglas
Oh.
nearly carried the ball. Leantonio takes it away. Sloppy play there on the offensive side by the Quakers.
Yeah, I believe the Quakers need to really slow it down here. I know they're dealing with a big-time lead here, but play smart.
Paz. Again, working off the screen. Spins, looks for help, loses his dribble, gets it to Murphy. Wisely, Leantonio looking to get back out, but he's got Douglas all over him. Nice look inside. Murphy puts it on the ground and in.
Big-time move there by Murphy, the 6'4" junior, two-time starter.
A lot of times you see big guys punished for putting the ball on the court to get the layup. That time it worked out well for Murphy.
They have the size. They have to use it to their advantage if they want to stay in this game.
And Dahl gets called for a double dribble.
You can't do that, what the kids usually say, right?
What was going to be fun about this matchup is, again, Dahl, an all-county honorable mention, running back, linebacker. His defensive assignment coming in looked like it was going to be, there's Murphy again for two, was going to be Paz, who's Locust Valley's star football player as well.
Right, back-to-back buckets there by Mr. Sean Murphy there. Cutting the Friends Academy lead to 12.
Murphy's got 6. Top of the key, Dahl. Bang!
Did he call it? Big time shot there from him. I don't think he called it. He just asked him. He just asked Paz if he called it. Aggressive move. Paz with the ball.
14 now for Dahl. Paniagua can't get it to fall.
Daniels with the rebound there. Pushing it to Mott.
Mott puts it on the ground. Out of control a little bit. Nice swing. 3-point attempt. Rims around, no good. And Murphy grabs the rebound.
Nice shot there by Douglas.
Leantonio. So much of Locust Valley's recent change of fortune is when Leantonio, the calming presence, became the point guard.
Yeah, it showed there. The reason not having him in the first half is the reason, big part of why they're dealing with this deficit right now.
Teeny 17-footer can't get it to drop, and Friends back offensively. The thing you like, I think, about Friends is, Douglas is the returning all-county player, but so many weapons on the offense. Good defense there. Here comes Paz, goes to the hole, and he gets the layup.
Late anticipation there by Dahl on the defense. I think he should have probably took the foul there.
So Locust Valley with that energy to start this third quarter, but the deficit still double figures. It is at 13. Nice pass left side, baseline. Douglas fakes, off glass, and in.
You got Murphy guessing there, went up and under move by Douglas. Nice move.
He's now got 10 points. He averages 13.9 a game. Paniagua. Nice pass inside, Leantonio.
What a difference he makes for this team. Leantonio. Big time difference. He moves without the ball very well.
3-sport star for Locust Valley. Football, lacrosse. He and Paz both. The only difference, and the Locust Valley coaches love it, is that Leantonio is a junior. Paz will be graduating in June.
Paz bringing the ball up, driving to the basket hard.
Nice drop off to Murphy. His shot's blocked. It's his own rebound and in. Murphy again. That size advantage we thought he might use. He's putting it to use in this second half.
Yes, 6 quick points for him in the third quarter.
And now you see some talking on defense. The deficit is 11. Inside is Daniels.
Big time by Mr. Motor. Aaron Daniels.
He's got 8. And that's the problem when you get into a deep hole. Paniagua can't get it to fall. Is as good as things can go offensively, you still need those stops.
Yeah, they can't go back and forth with this team. I mean, there's not enough time on the clock.
Kapula stolen by Paz. Paz into the front court, and that again is another situation. And some friendly joking between Paz and Mott. And Mott called for the goaltends.
He's just letting him know, but those are my footsteps you hear every time that you're driving to the basket. He's letting him know he'll take the 2 points, but nothing's going to come easy for this Locust Valley team.
Paz now has 6, 4 coming in this third quarter. And again, we've seen it at this point, right? 11 points. They just can't get it to single digits in this third quarter. Daniels swings it. 3-point attempt, and that's good. What a dagger by the freshman, Gabe Ferenz.
Right on cue, Mr. Ferenz, the 5'10" freshman, dead-eye shooter for the Quakers.
And again, it goes from 11 to 14. Paz, he's feeling it, puts it on the court, and he is fouled on the way up. Looked like Dahl with a little bit of a hand check.
Definitely a little overzealous there. That is Billy Dahl.
Interestingly enough, is that at this point in the first quarter, I think we had like 9 team fouls combined. Only 2, so a cleaner start to this second half. There's Leantonio. The floater can't get it to fall.
No good. Daniels with the rebound. Mott bringing the ball up court.
Mott slows it up wisely. The shot clock is off, so Friends can hold for the last shot. There's Mott, guarded closely. And you see the switch, Leantonio. Daniels, they go to the corner. Douglas drives.
Ooh, a lot of contact there. I'm surprised a foul was not called.
Strong to the hole. No good. Locust Valley wanting the foul on Paz's attempt. Paz wants it as well, but he does not get the call. 24 minutes in the books, 8 to play here at Friends Academy. The Quakers with a 47-33 lead. You're watching Nassau Conference A5 basketball on the Varsity Media Sports Network. Welcome back to Friends Academy, the gorgeous complex here at Friends. Really, the entire campus, so picturesque here on the North Shore of Nassau County. Dylan Butler, along with Ron Pierre. It's been a 24 minutes that Friends Academy can be proud of, but we've got to close things out now. Locust Valley won't make it easy. They've cut their deficit to 11 a few times, and they just can't quite get over that hump.
Yeah, it's difficult for them to cut into this lead because of the constant pressure. Friends Academy playing efficiently on offense and that pressure defense, which is their staple.
Paniagua lost it there for a second. The look inside. The dish. A nice jumper by Paniagua.
Nice shot by Paniagua there.
He's got 8. And again, back down to 12. We haven't really seen many runs, and that's what Locust Valley would like to change. They need one of those like 8-0 runs right now to really put pressure on the Quakers.
Right, to make them play a little bit more antsy, but they're not able to cut it to this lead. Like
nice look other side and a blocking foul. You can see that quick first step by Alex Douglas, and there is the foul called as a result.
Foul on number 15, Joey Halpin.
Captain and leader of this Quaker team.
Yeah, it's cliche to say it, but you'll love when maybe your best player is also your hardest worker, and Douglas is always in this gym working on his craft. There's Dahl, 3-point attempt, a little bit ill-advised, and then unfortunate there for Locust Valley. Coming down was Morphus on the rebound, but he fell all the way down, and that's as unfortunate or as unlucky as it is, that is a traveling violation.
Gravity being the sixth defender there for Friends Academy.
Dahl works off the screen by Mott. And again, Friends will be patient with a 12-point lead. They swing it. Back out top, fake three. Another three-point attempt is good.
Big-time shot there by Mr. Douglas. Honoring Kobe Bryant today by wearing the number 24.
He would love to have 24 points. He's up to 13 right now. Paniagua, good size guard, huh? Paniagua is.
Yes.
Got some strength as well. He can post guys up. He gets the ball now. Strong to the hole and nearly got it to fall. He's fouled on the way up, though.
Yeah, like you said before, Dylan, a 6'2" guard. That is very good size. You can see over the defense, make the right play. And I'm sure it's still growing, so...
Hey, he would have been a big part of this team as he knocks down the first free throw a year ago, but he broke his foot in the football season, so he missed the entire basketball season. But in a way, it helped him this year because it gave him a greater appreciation, right? So he came out hungrier, and he values every opportunity he has to step on the court because he missed it a year ago.
Right, he's probably taking all the steps that he needs to get his body stronger so those injuries don't happen again.
Second free throw, no good, and those are the ones that hurt. Those shots with the clock frozen, you need to knock those down. Ferenc had that dagger three in the third quarter. This one too strong. There goes Paz. Layup is good. Timeout, Locust Valley.
Yeah, I'll tell you what happened there, Dylan. He was upset for missing the shot. He forgot to play defense, allowing Paz to drive down the basket. Quick timeout by Friends Academy.
It's a 30, so we'll keep it here. But Carlo Paz, it's so interesting when we had our conversation with Tim Lamont. And by the way, thank you so much, of course, to both coaches for their time and their help.
Absolutely, yeah.
With all the information they gave us. But Paz, interesting again, whether he's transitioning from defense to offense or whether he's coming back to try to block a shot, it's all 100 miles an hour. He just plays so fast. He had a wrist injury against Seaford, and it's funny, it came when he came down where he blocked the shot, but he landed on his wrist. He missed a couple of weeks, but what we've seen from him in the football season, of course, is what you see here on the court. North-south runner, gets down to the basket, uses his great athleticism, and you love to have options, and he's got some options now for the next level as well, where Trinity College is coming in, showing some interest in football. He's got Stony Brook Lacrosse, has another option as well, and you can see why college coaches want that athleticism in their program.
Can't teach speed.
And it's the motor, it's the energy, and we had a great chance. He came on set. We had that great Nassau County football playoff preview show, and he came on with us at Hofstra that day. Such a great kid as well. You wish him the best. Ferenc, the runner, no good. Murphy, a big second half for the big man. Gets the rebound, and he outlets it to Paniagua. Gets it right back. Paniagua down low to Murphy, and the layup is good.
That's 8 points in the second half here for Sean Murphy. Taking advantage of his size. Cutting the lead to 10.
And he's got 10 now. This is the closest the Falcons have been in a long time. Corner, three. No good. Big offensive rebound. The runner in the lane. Can't get it to fall. Paniagua. The guard. Outlet pass. And just off the hands of Aledo. Paniagua. And again, a football guy. Looks like he goes downfield as an open receiver. But Aledo, who does play football as well, could not come up with that ball.
Yeah, he definitely put a little bit too much on that, a little bit too much pepper on that.
A little more pressure now for Locust Valley. Corner, three. The freshman buries it.
Ferenc for three.
He doesn't hit a lot of shots, but the ones he does reverberates through this gym.
Yeah, the crowd's waiting to erupt with every shot that he takes.
Murphy, the old-fashioned three attempt, the strength inside. Daniels called for the foul.
Big time strong move by Sean Murphy.
You love what you see here from Murphy. You see the little wrap on his knee. He's been dealing with a little bit of knee issues, a 2-year starter. But these last 4 games, he's been great all around the glass. He's a guy who can score, as we see here. He's got 12 points on the game. Free throw can't fall. He is capable of that. It's below his average. He's averaging 6.7 a game, but it's all about around the glass. Ferenc feeling it now. Another three! Threes for the freshman.
And back-to-back. He's feeling it. He's got to remember to play defense, though.
Has nothing there, and it'll be Friends Academy ball.
Ferenc has definitely got to remember that it's both sides of the ball you have to play.
It's so funny. I mean, what a scouting report that Matt Johnson, the Friends coach, gave us. What's the first words that he used to describe the freshman Gabe Ferenc? A dead-eye shooter. Mott gets to the hole for 2. And it's starting to get away from Locust Valley. They were within 10, and now the deficit is 16, and it could grow here with Friends having the ball.
Well, with 3:51 left in this fourth quarter, they're going to lean on their bread and butter, which is their pressure defense, and it showed on that last play.
Mott, by the way, in double figures with that last basket at 11.
Douglas driving to the basket.
He runs right into the tree that is Murphy.
He definitely forced a shot there. Definitely should have reset it.
Paniagua forces it to Murphy. Good hands by the big man. Paniagua for 3. Back iron, no good. Loose ball rebound. Picked up by Friends, and they look to run. There's Mott. Forced it a little bit. It's a little bit out of control. Kickball, though, called. You like the sportsmanship there by Murphy. Helping, it looked like Daniels up there off the court.
I believe it was Skylar Mott, if I was on the floor there. I know that they have the lead, but I don't. There's no need to be pushing the ball up the way they're doing it. I mean, just use the clock to your advantage. There's no reason to play sloppy and cause unforced turnovers.
And there's another great look at that 3 by Ferenc, and what a story he is. Again, just getting stronger. Earlier in their year, they were a little bit hesitant because of his work defensively, like playing man. Again, we see he's not the biggest guy, or a kid, right? He's 14 years old. He's a freshman.
Right.
But he certainly has the ability to knock things down, and he's a guy who plays a lot of AAU, so he's used to playing with older players as well, and he's getting there. He's getting better defensively, but just such a sharpshooter, especially from 3. When teams zone, which we've seen Locust Valley do, you bring Ferenc in, and he's just a zone buster.
Yeah. Like you were saying before, he is only just 14 years old, and he hasn't grown into his body yet, so he's had a lot of growth that's going to take place for him, and he's getting invaluable experience right now as a freshman playing for this Quaker team.
Yeah, you like what you see from Friends Academy, and again, they're without the size of Williams, who's another one of those freshmen, right? The other freshman on varsity is Logan Mott, Skylar's younger brother, and you speak again to Matt Johnson. He says, look, we've got some really good freshmen as well on the JV team, some quality 8th graders as well, so this has the ability. We've seen year over year the big transition where under 500 a year ago, they had a big run late where they just missed the playoffs on the last game of the year, but this year now 10-3, 3rd in the conference, and a very good conference at that as well in A5, and they're just getting better and better as this year goes on, but of course as well in the coming years too.
Yeah, the future looks very bright for this Friends Academy team. They have at least 2 freshmen who play for this team, and we know that C.J. Williams is actually out for this game. So the future is definitely looking up for this team.
Leontonio. Murphy looks to use his size advantage well. Paniagua feeling it. Front rim no good. Battle for the loose ball. And there's the freshman.
Ferenc with the rebound. Skylar Mott bringing the ball up court.
Mott pressured. Good work by Leantonio. It'll stay, though, with the Quakers.
Tough kid, Leantonio. Tough kid. They really could have used a lot of his poise in the first half. Unfortunately, he was dealing with foul trouble.
Yeah, Lamont says, scrappy guy, especially defensively. He's always around the ball. He uses those long arms. Not the biggest, right, at 5'10", but those arms make him a lot bigger.
Right.
Mott again, guarded closely by Leantonio. Back out to Daniels. Swings it. Daniels, 5 on the shot. They need a shot. Ferenz dumps it down low. Good look inside. And great use of the shot clock and fouled just as you heard the buzzer sound to end that shot clock was Daniels. The senior will go to the line to shoot 2.
Yeah, the lone senior on this Quaker team shooting 2 free throws. Mr. Motor.
Oh, the only senior in the starting lineup.
The only senior in the starting lineup, that's correct.
Alex Cardins as well sees some time. First free throw is good. Cardin's a really good baseball player as well. He didn't play last year because he was concentrating on baseball, but he joined the team this year. Daniels knocked down his first. And with this second that he knocks down, he's also now in double figures, 10 points on the game for Daniels. He's averaging 6.8 points a game.
They definitely spread the wealth offensively in this game, Dylan. That's 4 guys in double digits, if I'm not mistaken.
And there's Dahl going right at Murphy. Murphy's forced to make the foul, and that's what you like to see. Dahl is a guy who does average double figures, but when you're missing a guy like Williams, who's going to step up in his place? And it's been very much a collective effort for Friends Academy.
I like Dahl's game. Strong, tough kid. Baby Barkley's what I call him. First free throw.
Yeah, eerily quiet now in the gym here. Knocks down the first.
I thought we were on the green.
He's got 15. And make it 16.
Second free throw pure for Dahl. Timeout, Locust Valley. 158 left on the clock.
And we'll take this timeout with them as well. 20-point lead right now for Friends Academy. We'll bring you the rest of this Conference A5 showdown when we return here on the Varsity Media Sports Network. We welcome you back to Friends Academy. Dylan Butler and Ron Pierre on the call here. Winding down in what has been a dominant performance by Friends Academy. This is the second matchup in their first this year back at Locust Valley, which, short walk from here at Friends Academy.
Right.
51-40 win for the visitors in that game. Williams, we've mentioned him before, the freshman, 10 points, 11 assists. Douglas and Dahl, 10 points apiece. So balanced offense that game as well. But again, Johnson said, we focused more on holding Locust Valley to the 40 points. And again, it's that defense, that embracing the defense that's been so key for the Quakers. And Locust Valley has scored more than 40, have just 2 more points. Paniagua looks to make it more. That no good. Battle for the loose ball is picked up. And we see some of those subs now for Friends Academy with an opportunity to get some playing time and a kickball called. And this is, I'm sure if we get a chance to speak with Matt Johnson afterwards, offensively, he's got to be really pleased. A balanced effort. Certainly one of the better offensive performances this year.
Oh, yeah, like we were saying before, that's at least four players with double-digit scoring in this game.
Paz will go to the hoop. He was fouled on his way up. Some of the younger guys in the game for Friends Academy. Number 10, we see there, the youngster. That's the other freshman, Logan Mott, Skylar's younger brother, the one that Johnson says, jokingly perhaps, is going to be better than Skylar. First free throw by Paz is good.
He's instilling that seed in him early to see what he can get out of the kid. Smart move by the coach.
Second is also good by Paz. And Thanisi Pappas, number 34, with the ball. You see the full court press now as well. The handoff to Tay Holder, number 11. So good sportsmanship by Friends, right, with a 20-point lead. Leantonio will get the layup.
Yeah, taking out all their starters, but I believe there's at least two starters in there, 3 starters in there for Locust Valley.
Pappas intercepted. Paz. And just lost his last step, and that's not good. He's feeling his knee. There wasn't a wet spot, Ron, but it looked like he just lost.
Yeah, his legs got underneath him, and he was not able to explode there. Hopefully he is okay.
Now he looks to be. He's up and walking under his own power, and the fans from both teams liking that. And in fact, Paz doesn't want to come out of the game.
I mean, the competitor that he is, I don't blame him. But at this point in the game, if I were the coach after his free throws,
and he does, and
yes.
His wholesale changes as well for
might as well.
Locust Valley in this final 53 seconds.
And no reason to get anybody hurt here. I mean, you don't want anybody hurt, but in a game like this, I mean, you might as well pull your starters and let the younger kids get a little bit of experience.
Baseline layup attempt, no good. The younger Mott is fouled. It's only the 5th team foul, so it's not a shooting opportunity. Good size, huh, by Logan Mott.
Yeah, 6-foot freshman. I wish I was 6 feet.
He looks bigger.
He definitely looks better than 6 feet, and he's definitely still growing. So,
Pappas for 3, rims out, no good. Rebounds goes to Caiazzo. He loses it on the way up, as you would expect. A little sloppier here in the final few seconds. Friends can hold and not take a shot, and it looks like that's what Pappas will do, although he's pressured there for a second, puts it behind his back. And the fans here on this blackout night, excited for that. And then a foul called as Holder put it on the ground. Foul was by, I think it was Caiazzo.
Yes, I believe so, yes.
And again, Friends they don't need to shoot, they won't. We'll have some handshakes already, and what a performance by Friends. They jumped out to that early 20-7 lead, and they never let Locust Valley get back into the game. They got as close as, I think, 10 in the second half, but some big threes by Friends, and really, it's cliche to say it, but a real team effort, especially offensively by Friends Academy. So many guys involved, and a big home win for the Quakers.
Yeah, they lean on their defense, and a 10-point lead is almost like a 20-point lead, and they never look back. I don't think they ever got to single digits at all in the second half, and they saw it for the second time around, the pressure defense by Friends Academy, and they were not able to handle it.
Looking at some of the leading scorers for Friends Academy, leading the way was Billy Dahl. He had 6 in the first half, 10 in the second, so 16 for Dahl, 13 for Douglas, right on his season average, 11 for Skylar Mott. Those 3 big threes in the second half by Ferenz, all daggers for the freshman. He had 9. And then Daniels, that's your guy, he ended up with 10 points as well. So 4 guys in double-digit scoring for a Friends Academy team, which Matt Johnson says they haven't quite put things together on the offensive side.
And like I said, being that they are a little stagnant on offense, and you being able to lean on that defense, it's going to give that offense time to flourish and get itself into place.
9 points for Leantonio, and you mentioned that foul trouble early on being tough for him to deal with.
Right.
12 for Murphy. A big second half for the big man there as well. 4 points for Morphus. Those all in that second quarter. He tried to be that energy guy in the second quarter. Didn't work out for him. Paz, a big second half. Again, another guy who had some foul trouble early on. He had 10. So, and Paniagua, another guy, big second half as well, with 9. So just 2 double-digit scores. Murphy with 12 and Paz with 9. Leading the way for Locust Valley. So again, the final score is 62-46. Friends Academy improves to 11-3, 7-2 in Conference A5, and Locust Valley, their 4-game winning streak is snapped. They fall to 9-5, 5-4. For Ron Pierre, I'm Dylan Butler, and we thank you so much for joining us here for this Conference A5 basketball showdown on the Varsity Media Sports Network. We look forward to having you join us as well for future broadcasts. Have a good night.